Welcome back, Fintrospectors. So recently, Facebook decided to invest $43,547 crores in Jio Platform for an equity stake of just 9.99%. And this is the single largest FDI deal for minority investment in India. As Jio says it, it's a partnership to create opportunities for people and businesses. But what do we mean with this statement? Why Facebook invested such a huge amount in Jio Platform and why it benefits Jio? To understand it, stay tuned till the end of this video. When Reliance started, they knew that oil is the big thing for the world. They did go big in that. Jamnagar is till date the biggest refinery globally. So they did make it large. But then they knew that somewhere oil in future cannot take Reliance to another wave of growth. In few decades, company which was nothing reached a turnover of almost 2 lakh crores. But now Reliance was searching for the next thing. And the question why? Because they knew that oil is a non-renewable resource. Someday it is going to end. And with advent of EV, they knew that they have a big challenge coming in. So they were searching for the next wave. So I'll take you a few years behind. When Reliance started up with Reliance Retail, it entered into retail segment because somewhere, yes, Reliance was chasing volume and 1.3 billion population and market turning into organized sector. So I think it was a big opportunity that Reliance identified. So with that, in 2006, around 2006, they started with Reliance Retail. They spent a lot of money in this business. They stayed for around 3-4 years. But then they realize that they are unable to shake the unorganized sector. Somewhere India is kirana driven. You need to just go out of your home, buy whatever you want to and come back. We don't drive kilometers to a place to buy for probably a month's grocery. That's not India. So they understood this and then they knew that the big solution to take it to masses is technology. That is where Reliance understood that they have to get into technology if they want to capture market. One way of starting a new business is to start it from scratch. But Reliance being Reliance and with the kind of cash flow that they had, a stable cash flow coming from oil business, they started acquisitions. In last 24 months, Reliance has made acquisitions of over $1.4 billion in this space. They have acquired companies like Haptic, which is into AI technology. They have acquired music content of Savan, which is now known as JioSavan. So they started all these acquisitions in the technology segment. To understand that how they structured all this, I'll just take a brief to explain that what is the organization structure of Reliance and where Jio fits in. So RIL is the parent company, the company which we all know holding all the oil experience. Under this, they started a new company which is Jio Platform. So Jio Platform, the objective of this is to have one platform which holds all the IPs, all the technology that Reliance wants to put into the market. But then they knew that even if they have all these companies, even if they have all the technologies, IPs, etc., in India, they cannot change market significantly. The reason? The internet penetration in India was extremely low. Although we had likes like Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, which were separate companies back then, but then they knew that these companies till now have not been able to penetrate the market and they are still limited to tier 1, tier 2, but the major segment is still left untapped. That is when they thought that they have to come up with a company which is into telecom. They need to provide 4G services to India. And then they came up with Jio. Jio, which we all know as a company which has offered free data, company which just transformed the sector from what is the call rate? Is it 1 paisa or is it 50 paisa a minute? That was the discussion we used to have. To how much data do you have? Do you offer me 50 GB? Do you offer me 100 GBs for, let's say, recharge of 200 rupees? That is how a customer talks now, and that is how a customer used to talk before. So technology earlier was completely voice driven. We were just comparing that what's the price for a voice call, and now we no longer talk about it. In almost last 5 years, this major transformation has happened. Now everyone is talking about data. And as per last annual report of Jio, almost one user of Reliance consumes average of 11 GB of data a month. And when I talk about Jio, we know that a lot of these consumers are from tier 2, tier 3, are probably at the bottom of the pyramid. And that is because they have offered a lot of freebies, they have offered data at very, very cheap prices. Out of this 10 or 11 or GB of internet, almost 17 hours of video content is watched by an average user of Reliance Jio. They knew that content would be one major area that can give revenue to Jio. And that is when they started acquiring companies which are into content. Network 18 has been one major acquisition that Reliance has done. Almost 5 to 6 years back, they acquired this company which provided ready-made content to Jio. Then they went into a lot of partnerships or minority equity stake acquisitions in companies like Balaji or Eros. So Reliance started creating this environment where they are internet provider as well as one way to consume that internet. Either ways, Reliance makes money. The end result, today almost 71% of 4G data is through Jio platform. So that is the kind of impact that Jio has been able to create in almost 3 to 4 years. And out of a total population of 1.3 billion, that is the number we all are familiar of. Reliance today has a subscriber base of over 300 million. And that is just in a span of again 3 to 3.5 years. So Reliance started this journey to search for next big wave. With all these numbers, that wave is still in making because it is yet to transform into major revenue growth. Now coming back to the deal between Facebook and Reliance. Why did this deal happen? Let's talk about Reliance first. Why it makes sense for Reliance. Till now, Reliance is one 4G player, so they are providing internet to Indians. They are also providing ways to consume that internet like Jio Savan. You go to the app, you are listening to music, you are consuming data which is provided by Reliance. You are also becoming part of the subscriber base of Jio Savan, which is again held by Reliance. So they are on both the sides of the table. But now, in order to basically reap the benefits of the kind of investment they have done in this sector, they need one major push. Which company better than Facebook? We Indians, we are used to WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram. These are the three platforms that I think everyone right now is aware of. Not just in tier 1 or tier 2, but a lot of content is getting created from tier 3 or tier 4 cities as well. So they knew that if they have a strategic partnership with Facebook, it can benefit them a lot. They can be on WhatsApp, they can be with Facebook, and they can be with Instagram. That's where it makes a lot of sense for them. Just to give one example, so Reliance is coming up with a platform called as JioMart. The ambition of this platform is to connect producer, the seller and the consumer. So probably I take out my phone, I open WhatsApp now, and on WhatsApp I probably just click a photograph of the order that I want. It goes to the nearest kirana shop. The kirana owner sees the list, prepares it and delivers it to my home. And when that delivery happens, through the technology they have created, the producer also knows that this much has been consumed. So producer also understands that I have to consume more. So the data that what has to be produced, how much has to be stored and how much will get sold, that becomes more real time. So Reliance is creating such a platform, and if they have WhatsApp, then they do not have to tell people that learn another platform and then start using all these services. You just open your WhatsApp, you use it any day. So you just open it and you do business through that platform. So that is where it makes perfect sense for Reliance. Now coming down to the Facebook. Facebook, for them, India has been one of their major markets. All their three platforms, Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp, they are having one of the largest market share in India. Facebook knows that still numbers are very small. Probably they are staggering if you talk about global peers like US. But then for India, the kind of population we have, these numbers are still very small. So if they are with a company like Jio, which has provided internet to everyone, that company can take them to the next level. So it makes perfect sense for Facebook to get into a strategic partnership with someone who can put them into deep roots of India, take them to villages. And that's where Jio fits in. So for both the companies, I think the rationale is very clear that together they can create a newer India. They can make India live with technology now. So I hope now you understand what do they mean when they said that this deal is partnership to create opportunities for people and businesses. So all this was my take on this deal between Facebook and Reliance platform. If you have any other point of view, don't forget to comment and let's discuss it in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like and share this video. And please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to stay tuned for future videos. Thank you so much, Fintrospect.
I never made it, but I know